Today I'll show you a survival thriller film from 2015 called The Curve. The movie starts with a girl going in a car alone. She stops for some breaks and continues her journey. She gets a call from her friend and then she hits the road once again. Her fiancé cancels their honeymoon and so she heads towards the scenic Kenyan pass instead of her original destination. She plays her friend's remix and heads towards the road again. Her car suddenly dies and stops. She tries to fix it but she cannot help it. She also tries to make a call but cannot get any signal there. A man suddenly comes there and agrees to help her. He fixes the car and both of them go their own ways, but she stops and tries to give him a lift as a token of gesture. He is headed towards a hotel and she could also use a small break from her tiring journey. They are both now headed towards the hotel, which is not very far away. They talk happily for a while, but suddenly Christian makes some weird comments. Mallory gets a little bit angry and she tells him to get out of the car, but he doesn't and refuses to do so. When he doesn't get out, Mallory tries to get out herself, but he grabs her and threatens her not to go anywhere. He makes her drive the car and she does so, and the car makes beep sound for the seatbelt as he is not wearing it. There is a sharp turn ahead and she accelerates as he turns to wear the seatbelt. The car goes off the cliff and they get into a car accident. Mallory wakes up first and it seems that Christian is dead. Her leg is stuck inside the car and she tries to take it out but ends up hurting herself once again. She is just trying to get herself out when Christian suddenly moves as he is not dead. She manages to take Christian's knife, which falls off on the ground, but he is conscious now. He takes a good look at her condition and tells her that she doesn't recognize how much of a trouble she is in. He decides to leave and tells her that it was nice knowing her and that she's on her own now. She constantly screams for help but no one comes as she is in the middle of nowhere. She spends the night in her car upside down. In the morning she drinks a little water and checks Christian's wallet. The night falls again while she is still struggling with her leg. In the morning of the following day, she tries to find her phone and any other object in order to get her out of the car when she suddenly sees Christian looking at her. He comes near her and eats food in front of her. She asks him for some water and he refuses while he drinks right in front of her. She asks him what he wants and he says that he wants to hear a story of the first time she made love. Mallory knows that she has no other choice left but to do as he says, so she tells him what he wants to hear. She tells him the whole story but he still refuses to give her food or water. He knows that she made the story up. He tells her that she cannot fool him around and she should be herself instead of just saying what people want to hear. He therefore decides to leave once again alone. Night falls once again and it gets really cold again. She wears a hoodie and finds a lighter inside a pack of cigarettes. She lights up a small fire and sleeps well when she is suddenly woken up by a mice. They're everywhere. Mallory kills one of them and the rest of them get away. She then tries to find something to eat but has no luck. All she has is ketchup and a dead mouse. So she chops the mouse up and tries to make a barbecue. She then cooks it and eats it. She sleeps afterwards and in the morning she is woken up by her cell phone. She grabs the phone but misses the call. She tries to dial again but Christian comes there, so she hides the phone. When Christian is about to leave, Ella, her friend, calls again and he knows about it now. She tries to keep him away the best she can, but by the help of a knife he grabs her and takes her phone away. Her last hope is once again destroyed. She tries to bluff him again by telling him that she had already called the police, but he knows and he destroys her phone. He then gives her a cutter as her last chance by telling her to cut her leg off. He leaves and later she even tries to do so but just cannot help herself. Night starts to fall again and she ran out of water yesterday, so she has to drink her own urine. She is forced to do that, but after a while it starts to rain. Christian comes back and he looks at the wound thinking that she actually tried to cut her leg off. He suddenly sees the dead mouse and then the tools which were used to cut the mouse. Mallory is actually not asleep and is holding a sharp piece of metal very tightly. She attacks Christian. They struggle for a while and she succeeds to stab him. She also takes his car keys and beeps the alarm and throws the car keys away. She knows that there is someone else on the road as well. After this, Christian also gets back to the road so that no one gets suspicious. A police officer comes to the road to help him. He pretends that the car is giving him trouble. The police officer suddenly hears the screams of Mallory. He hears voices, but Christian convinces him that it's only the bad weather. They both leave, leaving Mallory alone once again. On the other hand, Mallory is still stuck and a stream of water starts flowing towards her. The fast flow of the water makes the car move and she starts flowing with the river. The door opens because of the water and her leg comes out. The flow of the water is very fast and she starts to drown but somehow manages to survive. She finally comes out of the water and sees her car drowning, wondering that she would have been dead if she was still in the car. Her leg is still wounded very badly, so she picks up a broken branch and starts walking. When finally she sees a house, but screams of another girl are coming from inside the house. She takes a look at the road and the house and has a hard decision to make. She has to decide whether to help the girl out or escape herself. She, however, decides to help. She goes towards the house and the screams get louder. Mallory barely gets killed by a booby trap. She sees that Christian is torturing another police officer and a girl is tied to a bed. He kills the man after torturing him and goes upstairs. He is still unaware of Mallory's presence and she sneaks in and is very frightened. Mallory takes the gun of the officer and tries to free Katie, but Christian comes down and she has to hide behind the back door. He knows that someone else is also there and Mallory comes out. She warns him but he takes her head on. They struggle for a while and Katie runs away. Mallory also sees that many people are dead in the room where she is. She hides under the table and Christian still finds her. She still goes upstairs and hides. Christian comes upstairs and he is looking for Mallory and goes to the balcony and looks outside. While he is analyzing the woods, Mallory comes from behind him and throws him away. He is caught up in his own booby trap. She comes close to him along with Katie and she repeats the same lines that Christian said to her. She also gives him a chance and gives him a knife so that he can cut his leg off and go free. He screams for help now for himself. Katie and Mallory both leave him there while he tries to grab the knife, but he dies there. Both Katie and Mallory can be seen going down the road and the door of the house closes. Kindly subscribe to Movie Demon for more such videos and leave a like to help the channel out.